We all try to hold on to important things, don't we? Photos and albums, maybe old journals, that kind of thing. Even heirlooms. They're all ways we try to keep memories alive, try to connect across time. But have you ever really thought about what truly captures someone, brings them back almost, their essence? Today, we're doing a deep dive into something pretty profound, I think, and maybe overlooked. It's the power of recorded voices. We've been looking at a really interesting article by Oliver Remington, Voices That Stay: Why Recording Stories is the Greatest Gift You Can Leave. And there's some powerful research backing this up, too. So, our mission here is to explore why voices hit us so hard emotionally, what that impact is, and maybe most importantly, how easy it actually is for you to start creating this kind of gift for your family, for the future. It's really about getting you quickly up to speed on something that, well, it touches all of us, doesn't it? So let's start here. We look at photos, we see faces, moments, right? But there's often something missing, isn't there? You see the smile, but you can't actually hear the laugh. So, what is it? What does a voice give us that a picture just can't?
That's a great question. And it's really insightful because voices, they capture the unique tone, don't they? The way someone laughs, those little inflections. The emotion that a photo, even a really good one, it just can't quite hold. And you hear this from psychologists, from grief specialists. They consistently say voices bring back memories, emotions, much more vividly than just looking at an image. Especially now, with everything being digital text, emails, a voice recording, it feels different, more real. It stands out as this powerful, kind of timeless thing because it carries so much more of the person.
That makes total sense. I mean, I can instantly hear my grandmother's laugh in my head, or how my dad used to say a certain thing. But it's not just the words, is it? Is there something in the actual sound, maybe the melody, the rhythm of a voice that makes it so potent?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've hit on something key there. It's what researchers call prosody.
Prosody.
Yeah, it's the rhythm, the stress, the intonation of how we speak, like the music of the voice. And the research, from fields like neurolinguistics, it suggests our brains are sort of uniquely wired for this stuff, for these nonverbal cues in the voice. So hearing a voice, it doesn't just light up the hearing part of the brain. It often gets the limbic system going, the emotion and memory center, sometimes even more strongly than looking at a picture does. It's that musicality, you could say, that carries a huge amount of emotional information. It creates this multisensory feeling that a still image just can't replicate.
Wow. Okay, so there's a real neurological thing happening. It's not just feeling nostalgic, which makes me wonder, how do voices actually help us cope, especially in difficult times, like, dealing with grief or loss?
Well, connecting it to that experience, hearing a loved one's voice can be incredibly soothing for grief. It can spark joy again, maybe provide this really tangible sense of closeness. When you're feeling that separation or loneliness, just the sound itself can trigger these deep emotional responses, maybe unlock memories you'd forgotten. And that really seems to help in the grieving, the healing process. There's Dr. Pauline Boss. She wrote Ambiguous Loss, and she talks about how important these tangible reminders are, things that engage our senses, like voices. They help people cope better with grief. It gives this huge emotional comfort, kind of maintaining that felt connection, which can ease the loneliness, the separation that comes with loss.
It really is like a direct line, isn't it? Almost to their spirit in a way. I remember watching an old home movie recently. The picture was terrible, really grainy, but hearing my grandfather's voice, it was so immediate. It felt like he was right there. So what specific parts of a person get preserved in their voice? Things that, you just can't get any other way.
Right, what makes it the essence of someone? It goes beyond just the words. Voice recordings, they capture what we sometimes call paralanguage.
Language.
Yes, it's everything around the
Oh,
language.
yeah.
Their specific laugh, right,
Yeah.
where they pause sometimes. Those unique inflections. Even like moments of vulnerability, maybe a slight hesitation in their voice. It's incredibly intimate, this kind of preservation. It brings a real human touch, especially to digital keepsakes. Think about it compared to a written letter or a text. Those are flat, right? A voice recording, it has the rhythm, the personality of their actual speech. It carries warmth, closeness, a presence that words on a page just can't match.
Okay, given how powerful this is, I bet a lot of people listening are thinking, right, how do I actually do this? What are some simple, practical ways to start capturing these voices?
Well, the really good news is that technology makes it easier than ever, like really accessible. There are a few ways you could approach it. First, maybe just try recording casual conversations more often. The everyday stuff. Sometimes those simple, spontaneous moments hold the most emotional weight because they're so real.
Just hit record on your phone sometimes.
Exactly. Or, second, You could do something a bit more structured, like preparing a list of questions, meaningful ones, maybe about memories, life lessons, dreams, advice, and then just record the answers.
What kind of questions?
Oh, things like, tell me about a time you felt really happy, or what's one piece of advice you wish someone gave you when you were younger? Open-ended things. Third, you could capture recordings at events, speeches, toasts, even just the candid chatter during family get-togethers or holidays. And finally, encourage storytelling. Ask your loved ones to just tell important stories from their lives or lessons they've learned. These can become like guiding voices for people down the line.
It sounds like capturing them is, yeah, way easier than you might think, which is great. But what about keeping them safe for the long haul? Making sure they last for years, decades, and sharing them.
Right, that's crucial. And technology helps here too. It's made storing and sharing voice recordings pretty simple and secure. There are lots of digital platforms now. Sometimes they're called things like life portrait services. They often go beyond just basic cloud storage.
Okay, how so?
Well, think of them more like curated digital archives just for personal legacies. They might have features like prompts for interviews, ways to ensure really secure long-term preservation. Some even help you organize the stories, maybe add photos, present them in a way that makes the recordings more meaningful and easy for future generations to find and appreciate. Not just files sitting in a folder somewhere. These platforms really focus on making sure the recordings are protected, easy to get to, and can be presented nicely for family and friends, making sure they actually endure.
So bringing it all together, what does this really mean for the generations that come after us? What kind of legacy are we actually creating when we save these voices?
At the end of the day, what this means for like the fabric of our family histories, it's potentially transformative. Preserving voices, it's about leaving behind something truly authentic, something deeply intimate. A voice recording can almost transport listeners back in time, let them relive moments, feel like the person right there.
Yeah.
Just imagine like your great-grandchild, decades from now, hearing their ancestor laugh or hearing their wisdom, or even just their everyday way of speaking. It connects across time like nothing else.
Yeah.
It offers comfort when people are grieving, maybe companionship if they feel lonely, guidance through life's challenges. These recordings are gifts that literally echo through generations. They bridge that gap between past and present, keeping love and memory alive. It really is a timeless gift.
That's such a powerful thought. Okay, so just to quickly recap for you listening, we've touched on the unique emotional power voices have, how they tap into our brains, their role in healing, especially with grief, and importantly, the simple, practical ways you can start preserving them right now.
Maybe this raises a question for you to think about. Beyond the photos you have, what sounds or voices from your life or from people you care about? What power might they hold that maybe you haven't fully recognized until now? Just consider the impact, that real sensory impact of even one small recording.
It definitely gives you something to think about, doesn't it? We really hope this deep dive encourages you to maybe start your own living portrait of voices. It seems like such a simple act, but the value is just enduring, priceless, really, for generations to come.